Hey, quick heads up on this episode. The boys and I had a ton of fun and we laughed a lot. However, around the 56-minute mark, we do get into some serious and deep topics. So, trigger warning. If topics of rape, depression, and suicide are too much, please feel free to skip those sections or skip this episode entirely. I will make sure you know when those topics are coming up. Thank you and enjoy. Bananas.
Bananas, absolutely barbarian. And start smashing the fish against a rock.
Oh my god, bro.
We're just like, yo, hey, chill out, dude. What the fish do to you?
Bro unlocked his inner golem.
He's a psychopath.
How's it going? Welcome back to the Good Friends podcast. My name is Diego.
My name is Matt.
My name is Isaac.
I'm Ryan.
What up, it's Quaid.
All right, we're going to hop in here. We got two guests. They've been on a podcast before. We are going to reintroduce you guys a little bit in a second, but I just want to hop in real fast and let's do this guns blazing. We have some submissions that I kind of want to go over. There's one in particular that has been on my mind and it's made me giggle a little bit since I've seen it. And I know you guys are going to have some thoughts on it. So let's just read it off real fast. This was an anonymous submission. I don't know who submitted this one, but it says, are you going to bring Nate on the podcast instead of just having him cameo on the phone?
Nate.
Yeah, Nate Lyons.
No.
Do we even want that guy on this podcast?
No, I'm glad he didn't. Yeah.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he'll be out of pocket for sure, huh?
He will.
Yeah, I kind of hate that guy anyway. Nate, what's up?
Dude.
I'm so glad you could make it.
Hi, Nate.
Wow.
Oh my god, that was so cheesy. Nate, introduce yourself for us.
What's up?
It looks like we're doing a firing squad reunion today.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. But however, before we hop into the firing squad reunion, please take a second to like and subscribe. Leave a 5-star rating, whatever platform you are on. I just want you guys to know, if we hit 500 subs on YouTube, I will be giving away $100. And if we hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, I will be giving away $300. The more subs, the more money.
Look at that.
Yeah, tell your friends and make sure you stay tuned. I do want to go over something really quickly for you guys. Ryan, I'm going to have you unwrap, kind of kissed the mic right there. I'm going to have you unwrap this gift that was sent in, but first I want you to read what it says.
Is it for Ryan? Is that why he's the lucky one?
It's a firing squad gift.
I think I know what this is.
You know what it is?
I have a vague idea from the size of it, yeah.
Firing Squad. I told all of you I was going to keep these forever and bring them up randomly in the future. Well, looks like the time has come. Sending love and happiness. Liz Healy.
Shout out Liz. Thank you.
All right, $5 to who can tell me what's inside of this, except for Ryan, because he's already touched the container, so he knows exactly what's inside.
Oh, I wonder what it is.
It's a CD. It's one of the originals.
Oh my gosh, both?
Wow.
Signed
baby.
copy.
1 and 2.
Signed copy of the original Firing Squad
Two
mixtape
Firing
sent
Squad
in from one of
mixtapes.
our favorite viewers and old friends, Liz Healy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.
Wow.
I didn't
yeah.
both of them.
Pass these around. Yeah,
I
isn't
thought it
that
was gonna be
nuts?
one.
2 of them.
lovely.
Look at that.
Is that
Q Daddy on
Daddy
it.
right there?
That's right.
It's autographed too.
It's autographed. That's what kills me.
signed.
Oh, mixtape.
Look
number
at
one.
that.
She wanted
Q
that
Daddy.
signed.
Look at you.
Dude, how incredible is that?
You signed both of them for her? How nice of
I
you.
told you she wanted them signed.
Dude, this is one of my favorite Firing Squad shenanigans ever performed, enacted. It's a mixtape that everybody put together.
Certainly one of the highlights of our high school.
Yeah, it's one of my
reputation.
favorite things. I've actually got the link down in the bio below, so make sure you
No,
go
it
and check
isn't.
that one out.
No, don't listen to it.
No, it isn't. Don't look there.
It's on Instagram too if you guys
No,
want to check it
that's
out.
all right. You don't have to do that if you don't.
We'll get it on
Actually,
vinyl for
let's
you
play
guys.
one of these right now.
Let's not.
I'm just kidding.
Let's not do that.
They've already heard it.
We're good, man.
They're already listening to it right now.
No, honestly.
They've been listening to it since
Been
2017, dude. gosh.
Oh my. I do want to do a little bit of a quick catch up with you guys because Ryan's been on an episode, Quaid's been on an episode. Nate, this is your first episode with us. I want to get a little bit of some background information on you, some context just for our viewers, listeners.
Yeah, we need a background check on you, bro. Right now.
Yeah. Social security, everything.
You guys already get that filed or what?
Yeah, I pull out the file right here. I'm like, all right, so
You got the report.
Oh gosh. Ryan, what have you been up to since the last time we saw you? It's been almost a year now.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think the last episode you were on was in June, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, last June, I'm pretty sure.
I've been working a desk job I really do not like. I'm looking to retrain, maybe get some additional certifications, looking at information science, intelligence sort of thing.
The American dream is what
Ryan
I
knows
sound
what
like.
up. But
Probably
there's
branch into business intelligence.
yeah, I feel like there's one thing that I could think of that was a big staple. What happened in the past year, Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh,
yes.
what happened?
Over the course of the year, yes. I got married.
Oh,
Did that happen over the course of a year, Ryan?
It took several years.
Yeah.
But yes, I got married. It was lovely. I had all the fellas,
we were
Fellas
all
were there.
there.
We were all there.
our friends and family.
That was a true firing squad reunion.
Yeah, it
That really
was.
was. Everybody showed up for that one.
Right? We were all there hanging out, and then I left. And then no,
They had
man.
they had lovely food. I mean, there was everyone's favorite pizza. Specifically, this guy, he loves pizza. There was also an awesome
crazy.
open soda bar. They had
crazy soda bar.
They had how many
So
different kinds of
flavors.
flavors in sugar that you could add to your soda. There's nothing I want more than to overdose on sugar in my friend's wedding.
No, the
Slushies though.
The slushy,
Yeah, slushies.
the slushy bar was actually was a good call.
Yes, that was. There was a lot of good calls that night.
Well, I don't know.
It's for the people.
I don't know if I'd say there was a lot of them.
I got so bored during that wedding that no, I'm just kidding. No, but listen, there was some serious things going on at that wedding, dude. There was the NBA playoffs. Do you remember?
Oh, that's right.
Wow,
Fellas
yeah.
did a lot
We
of
were like, hey, like
sacrifices.
this wedding is sick though, but like we gotta pull out this NBA
DirecTV
this
stream.
third party stream going on. The
Oh
Knicks were playing
my.
the Cavs. We were just like, all right, no, it was such a good time. And then another funny thing I remember from that wedding is Ryan not preparing any vows.
I think
Bro, I didn't need him.
Slaughter. I thought they were good.
Bro
Ryan
did great though. You know,
I want to speak from the heart.
he literally did.
free
He
spitting
spoke
those
from the heart.
vows.
I didn't flub him too bad either.
No, not at all.
If I wouldn't have known any better, Ryan, you'd written those. I would have thought you would have
Yeah.
written those at least. I would have thought that they were,
You freestyled them and it paid off.
yeah.
You should have done that. You should have
Probably
wrapped them out.
agonized over them.
I could not.
It was a good time though.
No, that was
I
a
had
really fun
fun.
wedding. I loved
It was
it.
a good day.
Glad you guys were there.
Yeah, my favorite thing too was the after party at the end of the night. 'Cause
yeah.
I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever gone to a wedding where the bride and groom come and hang out with everybody else right after.
Not traditional, man.
Yeah.
Not traditional.
No, it was super fun. That was one of my favorite vlogs I made. Go check it out.
Quick plug.
Yeah, the quick little plug. I did double check it. So exactly 1 year and 5 days ago
Wow.
is the last time you were on this podcast. Isn't that crazy? Time
Yeah.
flies.
I need to be on more often.
I know.
That's true.
I know. We'll get everybody on a lot more often. It's fun having guests and boys and girls and everybody on. It's a lot of fun. Quaid.
Yeah. And other people. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and other people. Quaid, give us a catch up on you because it's been, if I look at this correctly, well, actually, this one's kind of skewed because we recorded your episode, I believe, in November. It did not post until
January?
no,
More? Are you serious?
March 6, 2023.
Oh my gosh. I
I
remember.
held on to that episode for like 6 months.
I remember us, yeah.
Well, if you haven't seen me since March, I'm probably a year older.
Oh.
Technically, if you post it March 6th, that doesn't count, but who's really counting?
We got some diehard fans. They're counting. I'm just kidding.
New for me, not much in the ways of life, just living the dream. Just
That's what I like to hear.
enjoying my free time, still keeping up on the anime grind, as always.
I love it.
That was a big thing we talked about. Remember?
It
Yeah,
was.
we're not going there, though. So,
Not tonight.
A big thing I've been on recently is a lot of painting. Been
really?
getting back into painting.
I love that. I'll be honest, you're a great painter. I saw your painting that you did because we had a paint night at Ryan's house one time.
Mhm.
This was like 3 months back. and everybody's everybody's little arts and crafts kind of garbage. And then I look at yours, and you drew the entire universe.
Bro,
Dude, this guy painted the
Bro.
universe. I was mesmerized.
That's crazy.
Everybody else had lovely creations.
It was cute
Ryan,
garbage.
Ryan had a snake, I believe.
No, it was a dolphin.
It was a dolphin.
No,
Very
it was
close to a
dark.
snake.
It was a dolphin painted as a shark.
If I remember correctly, it was a reverse dolphin, so he only painted the underside gray.
It was sick.
But
It was
it was
avant-garde.
lovely. You know,
Sounds sick.
no hard feelings. I loved it. I thought it would have been a lovely addition to my painting, assuming the dolphin was just swimming through space. I thought that we could have came together to create something.
Well,
Could have happened.
well, collaboration.
We need to collab.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sawyer made that TNT barrel.
That was actually good.
Ayaka painted cow patterned. What was it? A flower pot?
I'll have to look back on the vlog.
Anyway, yeah. So I think we should do that more because
That was fun.
Because
I
you're a
think
good
it's-
painter and you wanted to
No,
show off.
I mean, I like
Compared
to
to
paint,
everybody. No,
and painting's a lot more enjoyable with
Yeah.
other people.
What I do
therapeutic.
remember about your painting is you had that, what was it, before the money thing in Chandler's basement for the longest time? Because you painted that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
was
one's
nice.
really good.
That
I was
was
like
nice.
my favorite thing to look at when
That
we were in
was
that
nice.
basement.
I still got to finish that. I still have
That was
in
It's
my
sick
room.
have it?
though. Do you have?
You
Did you
have it?
take
I
it
have
back?
It's in my room. Yeah.
It's in, okay,
Nice.
it's
Mhm.
sick. It was down there for a minute, but I
Yeah,
remember
no,
seeing it. And I was like, this is sick.
There was a lot of time that I spent just chilling out in Chandler's basement, and I would bring art projects, and they stayed in Chandler's basement for a very long time.
I believe it. There's a lot of things in that basement. As we saw like a couple of weeks ago, there is
Yeah.
tons of stuff there.
There's a lot more than I remember.
Do you know the crazy thing? There was like 15 couches down there.
Dude.
There was all of your couches. There was all of Matt's couches down there.
Bro, I remember the
I had two
couches.
down there.
They had two.
Yeah.
I had one. Like, Jesus, dude.
We kind of just took our couches and threw them in and said, this is here now.
Oh,
Chandler was
seriously.
like, "Give me all the couches." Like, he literally loved.
Wasn't there like a couch on a couch or something like that?
Oh,
There's an
We
elevator
did have
couch at one point.
the couch on couch action. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was wild.
it was a double decker.
I remember the double decker. Yeah.
Because it was like a
remember
movie
that.
theater. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like-
we set it up
That
so
was
that the
sick.
seats were inclined.
that was kind of sick.
Thinking back on that now, we were
seriously.
probably geniuses before our time. if we were given a set of power tools and like
Oh yeah.
what, like $1,000 worth of wood, we were definitely gonna set up like a theater worth of Mozart.
I believe it. I believe
We were
it.
Or Da
close.
Vinci.
Yeah.
Seriously. Some Picassos. Nate, this is your first time on this episode, I guess on the podcast really, but give us a little bit of a rundown on how you met everybody, because I know how these two met. Our listeners, if they've listened to that episode, if you haven't, go watch it, listen to it, whatever. You'll find out how they met. But I want to know how you met everybody in the friend group.
Quaid lived like 4 houses down from me
Growing up.
growing up. So Quaid and Chandler, we all lived in that same neighborhood, and so I knew them growing up. I met Ryan in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Chandler introduced us, and we started hanging out, and then everybody else just kind of started showing up, and I met you guys like at Chandler.
Yeah.
The group grew very quickly.
It did. Yeah, the group, it expanded fast. It did. It was fun, like meeting everybody, especially like in junior high, and then continuing those friendships into high school. And then here we are now, all sitting on a couch.
Wow.
True.
I love
Back on the
it.
couches.
Yeah. Couches. When this
love
podcast
them,
ends, I'm
folks.
taking these couches to Chandler's basement.
For real.
Nice. We'll start set up there. We'll start filming. New base of operations. Go back to the roots.
Back to the roots. Back to basics. Nate, I kind of want to get a little bit more of a background on what you've been up to lately. I know you just had a birthday recently.
Yeah, 25 now, so
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's the way it was
exciting.
all developed. So,
Woo!
you know, but
Yeah. Tell me about your party. I heard it was themed.
big movie fan, Tarantino specifically. So everybody showed up dressed as their favorite character from a Tarantino film, and kind of just got drunk and
Yeah.
you know, played some games and stuff. But it was a really good night. It was a good party. We had a good turnout.
That's what I like to
A
hear.
lot of liquor, but
Who'd you dress up as? Yeah.
Cliff Booth from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Oh yeah.
played by Brad Pitt.
Great character. Who had the best outfit there? Who?
Well, probably me, but
Yeah. Think so?
I think so.
Don't be modest.
Did no one show up like that or what?
No, everybody went pretty all out.
Really? But you have the best.
Mine was pretty like.
Was it
pretty
just spot on? Is that why?
It was very movie accurate.
Okay.
Like, head to toe. I had the moccasins and all. So.
Who else dressed up? I mean, who else gave some good ones?
Dylan.
Yeah.
He showed up as Rick Dalton. He did a really good one.
Yeah.
My sister did Margot Robbie. She did
Nice.
she did really good with hers. There was some really good Reservoir Dogs ones. Dylan's older brother, he showed up as Bruce Willis's character from Pulp Fiction.
Nice.
He'd used like fake blood to like stain the shirt.
So did he have like the cutoff or whatever?
Yeah. So his was actually really good too.
That's sick.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a really good party. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're a big movie guy. We had a conversation a couple of weeks ago on a project that you're working on. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I have a film that I'm working on. I wrote it and I'll be directing it. Come see it in 2024 Sundance. It's gonna be a full-length film called Esperanza. You just gotta come see it if you want to know. Just show up to Sundance and you'll find out. But it's gonna be big.
Can you give us the genre?
Yeah, it's gonna be a thriller and drama. There's gonna be a lot of inspiration from Tarantino as well as like Edgar Wright, and so it'll be my first release film. So
Yeah, dude.
Love that.
How long you been working on that?
the script for almost 2 years,
Jeez.
which it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, scripts are no joke. They take forever to write.
I'm excited, dude.
Yeah. At least if you want like a good script. And then the problem is a couple weeks later on, you'll go back and reread it and you're like, oh, this was not the best way to word this. This was not the best scene. Let me just rewrite everything. And it's a vicious cycle.
It is dialogue specifically.
Yeah.
I hate reading back through dialogue.
It's hard.
Everybody will tell you, oh, that's amazing. Like, that's great. But then when you're reading it and like critiquing your own work, it gets to be very,
Yeah. Because like once you start reading it out loud, you're like, oh, this is maybe kind of cheesy to say. This doesn't feel like natural or yeah, I getcha.
And then like a bunch of that also a lot of it is hard because like you change one thing and that could change like the entire narrative of the story.
Yeah.
And like, dude, there's so much that's so much you gotta like think about. Oof.
You have to
It's
write as the
tough.
character, not as
It's
yourself.
tough, dude.
That's
You have to be in your character's mind, or else you'll go back and forth. Because you're never gonna like what you say. That's why you got to put in a character.
It's tough,
The
dude.
worst thing is when you like read scripts, because I've read like samples of from like screenplay writers online and stuff, and the worst is when you're reading through dialogue and it sounds like the same character is talking through every
that's the issue.
character.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We're talking like semantics.
Yeah.
That has to change the littlest things.
like that's a completely different person,
Yeah.
with a completely different thought process and way
Yeah.
of speaking, thinking, and
Stutters, sputters, everything.
they have to
Yeah.
be completely different.
Wow. It's cool.
I get that. I have a similar thing when it comes to painting where I'm a perfectionist or drawing. And so like, especially
done until it's perfect.
doodling, I give up halfway through it. Even though like I like half the doodle, if I mess up a little line, like it's done. It's garbage.
You can't even fix it. Bob Ross fixes
Well-
doodles.
Yes, he does.
He makes accidents.
my problem
happy.
My problem is I doodle with pen. So unless I'm like,
I gotcha.
unless I'm far enough into the doodle that I'm like, okay, yeah, like we can deal with accidents, I'll just be like, well, we can just try again.
Right. There's more paper and more ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a creative process there that is the reason that people will say that like an artistic creation of theirs is a child or similar
Yes,
to
it
it.
is.
Because the amount of care and effort that goes into it feels as though you're taking care of another being.
Yeah, it's your baby. Yeah, honestly, we're gonna kind of cover some random silly questions here today. I do want to cover a little bit more Firing Squad stories that maybe have not been shared. I want to know stuff from Nate's point of view. I want to know a little bit more about Quaid, and then maybe that'll unlock anything from Ryan, because some of these memories, these memories are buried.
Right.
And like as you talk about them, they pop up. So I do want to.
True.
Yeah.
So
I do want to cover some stuff.
I covered a lot of the major ones.
Yeah, we did talk about like the signs and stealing those, the car crashes.
So with the signs, did you ever talk about that time Jameson got stung by a bee coming out of the sign? And that made
know.
everybody in Chandler's car freak out. So everybody, including Chandler, got out of his car going down a hill. And so he had to chase after his car going down the hill. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
I
So it
vaguely
must have
remember.
been me, Ryan,
It was me,
Johnny, and Jameson.
That sounds
All the
Chandler.
5 people in that car, and Chandler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
We soon found out that wasps really like to make their homes inside of those signs.
Yeah,
These were different from what we were accustomed to.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, there were a ton of signs.
There was a few.
There were a lot
There were a
of them.
few.
I saw them
Nah.
like a few weeks ago. I know there was a lot.
Like, I'm not good at counting, but there was at least 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Some speed limit signs, a handicap sign.
Whoa.
The
Point out-
handicap sign was knocked down.
The handicap sign was knocked
It was
down.
already
right.
down.
Also, that's in my room, not Chandler's.
Already down.
Just
I just
make
want
that
to point
clear.
out I was not there. I was not present during these taking of the signs. I really wasn't. I don't think I was there once. You
Yeah.
guys did
The
that
vote's been called.
without me.
I also
did
started.
no illegal activities. That's not associated with
Statute of limitations is passed,
Yeah.
baby. He was definitely
I was
there.
not
I'm
there.
just kidding.
Yeah, I was also employed at that place only a month after that happened.
the place where the handicap sign.
Yeah. We won't say it here for anyone that
yeah.
might know at home. But
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
funny.
First job where anyone who knows of DJ Make Believe, that was my first gig.
They were like, yeah, during the interview, they're like, so there was a handicap sign.
Why
that
would
was
they ask
taken?"
me about
Yeah,
that?
like-
Dude, I know I showed. So me and Chandler actually showed up. Whatever. It was classic fun center. We showed up after school one day, right? And we were like, "Hey, can we get some applications?" They're like, "Sure." And they're like, "You want to fill them out real quick?" We were like, "Yeah, whatever." So we filled them out while we were there, and then they were like, "So could you come back in like an hour or two for an interview?"
Oh wow.
And me and Chandler were like, yeah, lol, sure. 16 years old, just got our cars, looking for new jobs, and we were like, oh, this is easy. What's everyone complaining about?
Man, classic
Yeah.
was hurting for employees.
They were a little bit. Funny story. I actually ended up going there. What was it, like a month ago on a date? I brought a date out there,
It's fun.
and I ended up seeing an old coworker of mine, and he is actually the general manager of that classic
Wow.
right now.
That could have been you.
It could have been me. It could have been me. He's like a year, maybe 2 years younger than me. So it's like, that could have been me.
That could have been
if,
you.
If only DJ Make Believe stuck it out.
DJ Make Believe.
We'll get some crazy frog.
Yeah.
No. It was all Hey Yeah by Outkast. Once an hour, every hour.
Greatest song ever made.
That's its favorite.
Well, I knew he would like it.
I love that song.
Oh,
Also, Sandstorm. Greatest song ever made.
Darude?
You know, Darude.
Nate, I want to hear some of your favorite memories with the firing squad.
We all used to get a little like, oh, can I?
Yeah, you can swear. I'll cut him out.
Okay.
He'll censor it.
We did a good beep in yeah.
We used to all drink that Mitch would make that tasted like dirt.
The
Well,
Kava?
Kava?
Like
Kava,
Kava
and then go to
or the-
Denny's at like
Oh my god.
all hours
Oh,
of the night.
dirt water.
That was horrible, but it's still a good memory.
It was Kava.
Yeah, because it's like a fun little it's just like you and the boys. It's like a little circle. Everybody's just taking a little cup here and there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's
hanging out
very-
around the like here. Just
Have you guys
hanging on
not
the
been
couch.
to the Kava bar
Very, very
in,
mild.
in Salt Lake?
I've been.
No, that
down
sounds
there.
disgusting.
I assume you would have, yeah, because Zell took me the one time I went.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's not as bad as it was in high school because I'm pretty sure what we got was filtered through dirt. What they have there tastes like dirt if you added like a bit of melon in it, like it's pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend going there.
No, it sounds nasty.
People love it.
But yeah, it's a super big thing that's popular among island countries.
It is.
So,
Yeah, Malachi drinks kava probably every weekend,
yeah.
and I've tried, and oh my gosh,
it's gross.
it's so horrendous. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Oh man, what else did you guys do besides the kava?
In 7th grade specifically, me, Chandler, and Ryan and Quaid. We had a bus that would drop us off right at home, but
Yeah.
we walked home from school every day. and we would stop at the Albertsons and we would just buy a bunch of 2 liters and then go back to Chandler's house and kind of mess around. But there was this one day we were walking, and this other kid that went to Central with us that we don't need to name, he was walking like a short distance behind us, and he threw a rock through a bus window as it was passing, and the bus stopped and started reversing to like chase us down. And we were like guilty by association, I guess, because we took off. And I remember them announcing it the next day at school over the intercom, but I don't think any of us ever got questioned about. I don't think he got questioned about it.
We just dipped.
That's crazy.
He was gone, but
That guy's an asshole. Screwed. He just did not think about like you guys.
No,
The
he was-
consequences.
I don't think he cared
Yeah.
at the time.
He just threw a rock on there, bro. Broke the window.
he was a menace.
That's
You guys
crazy.
all probably knew him.
Was it Eric Yoho?
No.
Oh, okay. No, the only reason why I bring that up is because he was a menace in elementary.
Dude,
He used to throw rocks at cars
I
as we'd
played
be walking home and at
I played-
houses.
Oh, man.
I played Call of Duty with Eric Yoho in elementary or in junior high.
Yeah.
Him, Braxton Gold, and Drew Furneaux, and
You guys
I,
went hard.
we were
King Squad,
We were
right?
a menace. The King Squad, yeah. We got banned on Black Ops 2 for boosting. we all like got up to max prestige because we were filling up lobbies with, you know, what you do is you just get a screen or a second controller, put in your split screen, and then you could easily like find another team that was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we were a menace on those games.
Did you guys ever do like airsoft paintball? I don't know if you guys ever did that as a squad or not. Because I feel like me and Quaid might have done airsoft.
No, not with them. I think I did. I had like an airsoft birthday party when I was younger.
Okay.
Oh my
That
gosh.
I think I invited you to.
Did we ever
That's
go
all right.
airsofting at like, it might have been Hunter Harris's house? Were you there? Because I know Braxton Gold was there. I know Eric Yoho was there.
That sounds like vaguely familiar.
And then he's got like a forest in his backyard, and we all kind of like ran around. There's like some tree house like 50 feet up in the air.
I think that did it. Yeah.
Okay. It's a creepy looking tree house. There's also a shed like in the middle of the forest, just like a random shed.
That sounds scary, dude.
Yeah,
It is.
That sounds
It's a
familiar.
scary looking shed.
That sounds super
I'm
familiar.
out.
You want to know another menace?
I do want to know.
Nate, do you remember that time when we went backpacking near Kings Peak? And
I remember a few times backpacking.
so we were backpacking near Kings Peak. We all slept in that one 12-man tent that Joey brought up, and we were by a pond. Like we backpacked up like 2 or 3 miles and camped out by a pond. Anyway, what I'm getting to is the menace.
Oh,
He, when we were fishing one time, I'm gonna say this in trust for all the listeners at home. This is gonna be a moment of vulnerability for me. I'm not very comfortable with fish, especially touching them. And so when we went fishing, I was a little and I would have other people take the fish off the hook. Like I enjoy fishing.
Mhm.
I think it's a fun pastime. Touching the fish, not so much.
Yeah, it's like a slimy texture, scaly.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And so one time, I'm pretty sure he took the fish off of my hook, going completely
bananas.
bananas, absolutely barbarian, and starts smashing the fish against a rock.
Oh my god, bro.
And we're just like, yo, chill out, dude. What the fish do to you? Like,
Jesus Christ, bro.
Bro unlocked his inner golem.
dude, yeah, and like,
that was horrific.
yeah, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm pretty sure like all the boys in our scout group are scarred from it. We're just like,
Well, it's not like he could eat it out by the time he was done with it. Like,
it was shredded. There was no point. Like the fish was gone. Like he was just holding a tail connected to like a spine. Anyway, it was beyond reason.
Jeez.
Dude, that's like something Isaac used to do. He used to like. I'm just
What the?
Small animals.
Dude, you remember when you did that one time? For real.
No, I never did such things. That's crazy.
That's insane.
What kind of person did he grow up to be? You know, just doing that.
That's what you wonder, huh?
Those are some psychotic behaviors, dude. Those are like actual like.
Yeah, I don't know.
haven't seen him in like 10 plus years at least.
Yeah.
I know he's out of state. I don't know where he's living.
We'll track him down on Facebook and give you guys an update. I'm just kidding.
Give him a chance to tell his side of the story.
Yeah.
Reason what that fish said, you know?
Bro.
This is now.
Yeah, you guys used to go camping all the time. You guys would do a bunch of backpacking stuff. I know there's a a story about that with a bunch of hot dogs. I want to know what the deal with that was.
Oh God,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot dogs, huh?
that ruined hot dogs for a long
You
time.
want to talk about the hot dog story?
I do want to talk about that.
Yeah, you want to talk about.
I wasn't involved. I
The
just
hot
heard
dog story.
hearsay.
All right. So what was it? Year after high school? Is that right?
Yep.
Year after high school, we're like, what if we start doing grown-up stuff and we plan a camping trip? Like, we all like to camp. We haven't done it yet. Let's just do it, right? We're out in the middle of but nowhere.
That's really how it goes. You guys pick the most remote spots.
Yeah.
We don't
Well.
want cell service or nothing.
I think we had decided that Ryan and Ayaka were going to bring the food.
That's what you
Well,
guys
nobody else.
decided, right?
We said like people were asking what like everybody should
asking-
bring,
yeah.
and they were the
Yes.
I
ones
was
that
saying,
responded.
We were at the store. I was saying, yo, guys, I'm at the store. I'll grab whatever you guys want.
Somebody said hot dogs.
Yeah.
I said hot dogs. I
Nobody
was like,
else
that's-
said
Johnny
That's
said hot
acceptable.
dogs. Nobody said anything else. So lo and behold,
given the
Ryan and
information available to
Ayaka
me.
are the only people that show up to this camping trip with food,
Any food.
and all it is hot dogs. So, and buns.
spent-
Luckily,
Spent several
Ketchup?
days.
No
so we were there for at least 2 or 3 days. I think on the third day that we left and we went into town, but we were there for at least 2 days where we were pretty much just eating hot dogs,
Straight glizzies, dog.
sitting
Glizzies.
around, just questioning every
It was a
decision we've
dream.
ever made in our life, wondering how we got up to this point that we would be stuck
How we could be so
between.
blessed.
I was
The
gonna
Glizzy.
say, that sounds like a blessing. I love hot dogs.
Listen.
Especially
it-
fire roasted hot dogs.
Listen.
Oh,
After 3 days, I
No,
don't know,
like-
man.
the first day, tolerable. Okay,
It was
like, like at first it was funny. It was like, oh my god, we only have hot dogs.
It's like hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Second day, not so much. We wake up, we're like, oh, it's hot dogs for breakfast again. At that point, I'm definitely questioning everything I've ever done and how I've gotten to this point. So I can only assume what everyone else was thinking.
I can't do this anymore.
Pretty much. I think we had some snacks the first day.
You guys got like
But it
chips
was
or
like
anything?
it was like a single bag of chips. Like what? Like I kid
By,
you,
like,
I
how
kid
many
you not.
people?
Yeah.
We
Who all went? Who all went?
like at least 6. We were the most ill-prepared people ever.
we had good camping gear. But
Yeah. No, we learned a very valuable lesson. So now every time we go camping, we are extremely overprepared. Every single one of us.
Better be.
I will say, if I do remember, I think Quaid was getting pretty creative at the way he would cook the hot dogs for everybody. He would just find different ways to
Switch it up.
switch it up and make it a little different.
It was bad, yeah.
It helped.
I remember we ended up trying ranch and something really bad, something you should never associate with the word hot dog.
They weren't good hot dogs either. They were like the bars.
Oh,
Yeah, they were your cheese.
There's like 6. We got a lot though.
so you guys got a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's
3
good.
days,
You know,
so.
got quantity over here.
They got 3
They
square
were
meals.
they weren't even those 100% beef franks. Like they were just
It's protein, man.
No, they were scraps of who knows what.
Garbage, yeah.
You know,
Blended stuff, yeah.
pig ears and nose. I don't know.
Yeah, going back to the remote campsites, we went, I think, in 2021, but you guys picked the most remote spot, like 4 hours away on like, we had to drive up this dirt road with like half the road gone down a canyon.
Oh, we had to pile everybody in the back of my truck.
Yeah.
That was. Oh, at least we put all the.
Bountiful?
We put everybody's camping beds
That one too.
in the bed so
I'm
that it was
making
kind of
Guardians funny.
comfortable and kind of shoved everybody back there and.
Yeah, that was a sketch road. My car was not ready for that
Yeah.
road.
Do you remember all the strange things we found at that campsite?
There was a ton of weird
Oh.
things in that campsite. There was a bunch of like deer antlers and like deer
Yeah.
hoofs, and there
Yeah,
was
we-
like
we
a
saw
deer carcass.
A
Yeah,
decent amount of animal.
they're just like spread out like all around our campsite.
There were baby shoes.
Yeah, it was like a full on ritual site.
Yeah, bunch of trash.
It was
Yeah,
very frightening.
felt good. Somebody had a gun. Was it you?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Nate had his gun.
if anything, we
That
gotta
w-
stick with Nate.
Oh wait, that's
No
when
Wendigo is gonna-
that was that time that the cops showed up and they
Oh,
were
yeah.
and they were like, "Hey, we're looking for these campers. Are you these guys?" And we're like, No.
No.
No, sir.
Doesn't sound
Why?
like us.
Wait, why were they looking for him? Do they know?
Not a
I never
clue.
found
We
out.
No idea.
No,
not our wasn't
not
our
our
problem,
problem.
man. We didn't ask questions.
Wasn't us.
Down.
We were like, not us.
They flew
Good
by
night,
with
officer.
lights and
Yeah,
sirens.
yeah,
like,
they-
What if
they-
they were looking for them because, like, I don't know, they were like psychopath killers?
Murder?
You guys decided
Yeah.
to stay.
Well-
No, I'm out, bro.
Well,
the thought did cross my mind.
Oh,
it sounded like they were missing or something. Like
Oh,
from
maybe-
the
yeah,
context
maybe they
I was
were.
getting.
Pack of wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. There was one time too that like everybody camped up in Bountiful. I don't know if you guys camped there or not, or like
In
you guys camped in your
Farmington Canyon.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one time me and Matt drove in in the Camry, your old Camry, and this was another dirt road where there's one section where you have like 3 feet of like space where it's like a solid flat road before it just drops off.
oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
And we're like scaling the side of the mountain like on an angle like this, trying to make
That
sure
car
we make
has
it.
5-inch clearance, I swear.
There's like
Yeah.
a pile of cars at the bottom. Of, like,
Seriously.
They're all
There's at least 1 or 2 rusted cars.
Yeah,
I
dude.
remember.
No
You
shit,
guys are-
that falling off.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
up
That's
Farmington
scary.
Canyon. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys picked the most horrendous roads that we have to drive up. It's literally just like all the way up the road.
We just want to be away from all the people.
Listen, man, I'll talk to my uncle. I'll get into Morgan pavement and I'll start paving all those roads that we want to start going up. Like, if that's what it takes, man. Like, my uncle's a big shot. Like, you just say the word and I'll make it snappy.
You make that call right now.
I'll make it snappy. Like, they had him move out to Arizona so that he could start the division out there. So, like, yeah, I don't want to do it, but I'll figure it out. I'll make my way up the corporate ladder.
Let's get it.
Oh my gosh.
You guys remember when we would hear about parties and we would show up and just kind of like take all the food and leave?
Dude, that was my favorite thing.
and the remote.
Oh.
we discussed
When
that
we
for
were
Behind the
actual
chair.
menaces
I
on
do
society.
We would just take like the bowls that like belonged to whoever lived there with the like chips or whatever in them and take them back to Chandler's. And
Oh my god, dude.
I won't name who out of safety for said person, but are we not going to talk about the time that we just maliciously broke someone's remote and
No,
stole
you
stole
did.
their
You did.
Spider-Man 2?
Someone stole Spider-Man
No,
too.
Someone
that wasn't
stole
me.
Spider-Man.
Neither of those are me. Neither of those.
Who
I-
owns that Spider-Man 2 right now?
Not me.
I don't think anyone
Oh,
does.
had
Oh,
it
I thought you still
last.
had it.
I don't think anyone owns it anymore. I
Oh,
think it's
dang,
a
never mind.
keepsake
No,
among-
I remember
among friends.
being with you guys. I was associated with that. I did not perform those acts though.
I
thought it was you this
also
whole time.
remember not performing those acts.
no,
So,
Can't
no,
recall
that was
any of
you.
it.
who broke a remote?
That was you with the
Who threw the
remote.
remote?
No.
Who was it then?
No, it wasn't Quaid.
No, someone
It was
threw
Quaid.
it.
No,
No.
it was.
Was it Mitch?
Was it Chandler?
Oh, it was
Chandler.
No,
Chandler
no.
had the Spider-Man.
I admit
Chandler
to
had the
doing a lot of
Spider-Man.
things, but maliciously
Actually, you know what? I
breaking
think
that
it was
remote
me.
is
I
not
think
one
it
of
was
Maybe
them.
a fact check.
It
Yeah,
was you with the Spider-Man.
No, it wasn't. Spider-Man
the
wasn't
remote.
me.
I think
The
it was
remote
me.
was me.
Oh, okay.
I think
Did someone else break it? Someone broke it.
I might have taken it.
Wait, did you throw it?
I don't think I was the one that threw it. I think
Okay.
I think like as
I
we
thought-
were leaving,
I
I,
thought you
gave it to
took
somebody.
it.
I think
And
I
then
did take
that makes
it.
sense that you gave it to
I
somebody.
think I gave it to someone, and then
I remember
then
that.
they smashed it. That was messed up. though.
Okay, so yeah, we will talk about that.
That
I
is like
guess.
awful to do. Thinking
That's just
about
like-
it,
Yeah, that
that's
was-
just an inconvenience.
that is
it
just like
is.
an asshole move, right? Because like, all right, the remote.
What are they gonna do without a
deal, right?
remote?
It's like
Have
whatever, but it's
monetary
like now they
value.
got to stand up. Go to that TV every time to like push that, or I mean, they probably got a universal one, right?
I mean,
But
you
the
can't
smart
now,
person
but like
would
at
do
the
that.
time, it wasn't a very big thing. Like there was the Roku, but yeah, it would just be like, what
Yeah.
the happened to our remote? I think I found a piece of it in the road. Like,
It's shattered.
I don't know.
Yo, guys,
man.
we
That
walked
was-
out. These guys stole the remote from us and broke it.
That was silly. I
We're
remember
gonna
Spider-Man
bring it
2 DVD being taken for some unknown reason.
I thought that was
Things
the
have, like,
best
no
part of the
monetary
night.
That's kind of the
value.
that's
Yeah.
kind of the funniest thing. Like, why would we take a Spider-Man 2 DVD?
Yeah, like we wouldn't
And then
steal things for our
there
game.
was a little chair that was taken. Do you remember that? It's from the same
The same place?
from the same house.
Wait, hold
Same
on.
place.
It was
I have to clarify. I'll cut the name out, but was this house?
It was
No.
Okay, I
amazing.
did not take a chair from that house then. I took a chair from house. I literally took like a it was
I
like
remember
a
this.
it was a chair like it's like one of those like like casual couch
Which
chairs.
chair?
No, that was at that house.
No,
No,
he's right.
this was at house.
No,
I
he's
took the
right.
chair
No, no,
outside.
yeah, he didn't
she
take
came
that out.
outside and
She
was
got
like,
mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what are you guys doing? I was like, oh, we just wanted to sit out here. And then,
Okay, completely different one then. Because listen, I remember that because John, we put it in John's car.
yeah.
Okay, it was John.
All right. Oh, poor John.
No, was it? I don't think it was him that did it.
'Cause
We
the
just
chair
put it
I
in his
took-
car because Diego took it. Because John drove.
Yeah.
we put it in John's car.
And we put it in John's car, but we gave it to Malachi.
yeah, so Malachi took it.
Nice.
And I don't know what happened to that chair after that.
He's
All right.
probably
Do you
hearing this
guys?
piss, bro.
I will buy you a new. If she's listening, I will buy her a
that
new
was
chair.
Diego that took that, bro. What he was thinking.
All right. Do you guys want to talk about another unrelated story about how we steal a chair?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So this
We might discuss.
This is one where we were at a party. It was like a end of year party for school. It wasn't
Okay.
for school. I think it was thrown by somebody we went to school with, Syracuse area that they were throwing it. There was like a rock climbing wall. There was like a big
They had like a
old-
tent there.
yeah, huge old tent.
Oh.
There was the popcorn making area.
And the tent had music.
Oh,
in it.
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And there was
uh,
like colored powder in the tent that
yeah,
people were throwing.
I
as blue
remember
powder.
And then there
Love
was
that party.
also like, I don't know if this didn't seem related to the party, but it seemed like an event offered by whatever the studio hosting it. I don't know the word. Anyway, it was a bunch of wheelchairs that they would use to race, right? And so there was one time where we were like, okay, I won't say we. I was like, I want one of those. And so I convinced everybody to roll me around in the wheelchair so that they could pretend that it was mine and that I was unable to use my legs. Unfortunately, too many people caught on and they were like, Quaid, what are you doing? And so we had to make a break for it and we just ran off with a wheelchair. And,
That's so funny.
and I have it. It's still at my house.
I have a picture of Isaac in one of those wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I do.
Wait, there? I thought.
At that party.
I think I
You're
was
wearing a bandana.
okay. I was sitting in it for a
Sounds like it.
second.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds
No,
like
you
that.
didn't take it, but you were sitting in it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because weren't there like a bunch there? Or I don't know, there was just
There was, like-
one.
there was
but, like,
three, I
whatever.
There was a bunch. Yeah,
It's
they
fun
were
to be
using
in
them
wheelchairs.
For,
I'm
yeah, they
sorry.
were using them
like
for
you know what I
racing.
mean? Like I think wheelchairs are fun to roll around in.
My
Yeah, I
favorite
agree.
thing is like inside of that tent, somebody rolled the wheelchair in there. Cause like I don't know what the deal was with like every time we went to a dance, somebody always had to put a chair like in the middle of like the dance floor.
Oh yeah, we would do that.
Yeah. For girls to like come and dance on that.
Yeah.
Silly.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It's a random little detail that
But
I
I do
remember.
remember the silly parties we used to go to. It wouldn't even be like house parties like that. It'd be just like other.
Dance
We
parties.
we would go to
God.
those dance parties. Yeah,
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
that was awful. Why would we drive
Yeah,
2 hours? For
Nate
that
was
shit?
wild over there, dude. I remember he was going crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
Now
Nate
he's
was the-
laughing because he knows it's true.
Nate was the craziest of them all.
Matt was insane,
I was gonna
dude.
say,
Oh my
Matt.
god.
I'll challenge that one.
Matt was
Yeah.
a psychopath.
If Dylan Marriott was here, he would challenge all of you.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
No one can hold the key in
We
that
did,
guy.
no, we talked. Yeah, we definitely talked. I definitely called him out. Like the last one he was on the podcast. Bro was wild.
He was born for that though.
He
Yeah.
was. Bro,
Just
oozes
killed me.
confidence.
Kills me.
Yeah, that man's a Rizzler.
He is a Rizzler. I think we'll move on a little bit from stories here. Unless like anything pops up in your mind, just spit it out.
I got a couple more chair stories, but we can move on.
Hold on, hold on.
No.
Let's
No,
stick
no,
with this
no.
theme of chairs for a
Okay,
second. Now
okay.
that you have
Well,
so many.
If you insist, you all remember my truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would throw the couch in the back
I
of that.
missed that
That was
couch.
nice.
Yeah,
More
it's ours,
couches?
man. Free more couches.
Couches.
Yeah,
Some
I-
couch
Was it just on the
fiends.
side of the road? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know
Or
if
did we get
I
it from
had left it. It was obviously in my truck, and I left my truck somewhere. It was stolen.
wait,
very
no.
quickly.
Yeah.
Was it for? Oh yes.
Oh, the couch was stolen.
Not the truck.
Not the truck, thankfully.
Someone took the couch.
The truck was totaled later
Yeah, it was.
in life. But someone did take the couch. But we had a lot of good memories of that couch. We should have taken it to drive-in movies. We only did that once at Layton High.
That was cool.
interesting.
That was epic. Nobody else was doing that. Nobody else did.
Oh yeah, nobody did that.
No,
Trailblazing.
I don't think anybody else will. Like it's truly one of a
just-
kind.
You just revolutionized
Moses
everything.
man.
Yeah.
Bro. Like
I've talked to other people about it, and they tell me some bull like putting a mattress in the back of the truck, and I'm
Yeah.
like, listen, we had a whole couch.
You know what? You know what I remember about the truck though? I remember we used to go to lunch and we'd pile in the back, hoping like
Yeah.
because that's like we get in trouble
We would-
doing that.
Yeah.
We never did, right? We never got pulled over or
If
anything.
the cab is full, I think you can.
Okay, either way, we were in the back, just like
Yeah,
standing
as long
up.
as like we
high
weren't on the
schoolers.
freeway. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
it would have
Right,
been
city
worth
short.
I'll
the
tag the
cops'
Layton
time.
police when I do a short for this one, and we'll find out.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't worth their time to pull over.
Yeah, that couch was very like quintessential high school movie.
It was certainly iconic.
It was iconic. Somebody should get a truck again, and we should put
Bro.
another couch there.
We got a truck. Yeah.
I drive a Ranger, bro.
Let's put a couch in the back, man.
What if we all get trucks? We just trade in our.
We all have a couch on the back.
I got a hatchback. It's like close enough.
It is close. The Cybertruck.
What if we pull? What if we all just sell all of our cars to afford a Cybertruck for what? Like one for
We
the
all go
entire
in.
group.
I get on Monday.
Oh yeah, we all get it
we get-
one day
yeah.
a week. And then Sundays for the Lord.
It's
Sunday, we all in there.
There are way too many of us to have a day of the week. We went through half days.
Y'all gotta pick me up from work every day. So
Hey, me too. Good news is me and Matt work near each other.
that's true.
Around the same time too, apparently.
We're all. You guys, yeah, that's convenient. You guys could carpool.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you guys don't get a truck out of nowhere, and I'm like, I don't know, in Cuba, it's like, well, that sucks.
We're taking a camping trip in the truck, and Matt's got work. Okay, I got a couple of like just random out of pocket questions for you. They're not really out of pocket, but they're a little silly, goofy questions for you. If you were on a camping trip and you had to pick between smashing a fish on a rock or a lizard on I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, the real question here is if there was a button and every time you pressed it, a random stranger around the world died, but you got $1 million, would you press that button?
Do you get added to the list? Of
Yes.
people? Okay.
It could be any random person.
That means you're on the list.
Yes.
I wonder how many other people have pressed it so many times.
I'm gonna go ahead and start this with a no, because that's awful. I would not, man. I just
Killing
don't
people
think
for
morally
profit.
I'm good.
Can't sleep at night,
I
huh?
wouldn't be able to do it.
Where is the money
People-
funded from?
You can do
It's-
a lot of
let's
good
just-
with doing that.
Listen. Yeah, let's just say it magically appears in your bank account. You immediately have $1 million
It's
untaxable.
from the U.S. government.
But is it?
It's a stimulus.
Is it? It's authentic, right?
Yeah.
Does it? It magically appears out of thin air. It's not transferred from anywhere.
Yeah, we'll just say it
God,
magically
God, cool with
appears.
it.
So what you're telling me is I'm gonna be artificially inflating the economy if I do this.
Destroy my
Which-
question.
Which in turn will then make the $1 million worth less.
So
Therefore, over time,
Diminishing returns.
diminishing returns make the outcome worse.
but your immediate
What
gain's
if-
a lot more than your
What if I could
long-term
press a
loss.
button that instead of killing them, they are immediately... Never mind, I don't like where I'm going with this.
That's not the question.
never mind.
So hold up. Ryan, I want to know, would you press that button?
It's a good question. I probably wouldn't. Especially if I get added to the list. I need to know how long the list is.
I'm on the list.
See, when you asked that question, I was like, oh, maybe he would press the button.
How do they die? They just
A lot of people die.
Just
for
immediate, like, let's like assume it's not like an aneurysm, but it's like assume it's
Is it-
like that. Just
Gotcha.
immediate
But
death.
It's,
It's
like
not
heart.
like
It's like
painful.
heart attack.
Yeah, no painful. It's just no pain, no nothing. They just immediately die.
That's so sad.
You know, some people want to die.
I mean, you know, like what's a little press?
Because I could understand it. Like, I'm not morally justified because I wouldn't press the button, but I understand like why somebody else might do that because they don't know the person. It's somebody random and they get $1 million and they kind of go off of that idea that like, oh, I could use this $1 million to help a bunch of other people. So I do understand like why somebody would or could make the case.
Would
Myself. I'm just kidding.
Would other people know that I pressed it?
No, nobody would know.
Except for whoever put you on the list.
I feel like it's like the nuclear codes because the second I
It
see
is.
that button, I'm panicking, thinking all right, how many buttons are there? And am I about to drop dead here in a second? Somebody's out there just smashing another one like, over and over and over.
Just like
Yeah, you know there's some menace out there just like going nuts.
both hands.
There's one of those. There's probably
That's
more.
fair. That's fair to assume. Also, that's just scary. I don't know.
A lot of folks
You're just
probably
like,
would.
I don't know.
It's scary.
It's a lot easier to speculate in retrospect. But yeah,
It is.
given the situation, it's hard to say what I would actually do. If I were
All right, let me go grab the button. Hold on.
I knew it.
if I were down for money, if I were horrendously down,
Yeah.
I probably would press the button.
What's
I get it.
What's horrendously down?
yeah, what's horrendously down?
If I can't look at my bank account and buy at least like a week's worth of Costa Vida, I would say I'm horrendously down.
That's the median.
Yeah, that's my baseline.
All right, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
No, there definitely are people around the world that would press the button for sure.
absolutely.
What about you, Nate?
Nah,
No.
I don't know if you can put value on a human life.
I'm the same way. I don't think you can. I think that life is just so it's so valuable. Like you really can't put a price on it in my eyes.
You also don't have a right to take someone else's life, right?
I
Just for the sake
agree.
of money. I'd say 650,000.
He's like, I would do it for
taking
$5.
You're taking a pay cut over here.
Yeah, for real.
That's a lot of money.
Way too much.
Whoa. You're overestimating my value.
Try $500.
Come on, man. Just give me a
Yeah.
freaking hot pocket. We'll call it.
For real. No, there are some people that would do it for a hot pocket, honestly.
I think people would do it for free.
I mean, people have killed people for less.
Yeah,
You're right about that.
certainly.
Unfortunately.
Right.
I'm assuming no from Matt, huh?
No.
I figured.
Well, if everyone else say no, I'll say no.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's too crazy
Because
for me.
I'd like to imagine that even if I was in the most like horrendous situation like in my life where I was really like down that bad, I'd like to imagine that I would say no. But given the circumstances, there is a possibility that I would say yes.
What if the circumstances were that like you were gonna die within a week without the money?
Ooh.
What if the guy you kill is gonna do a lot of good for a lot of other people?
I agree. But what if he's going to do a lot of bad? What if
Yeah,
he's the
what if
next
he
Hitler?
What if he
No.
just
You
doesn't?
think there are more bad people or good people? Maybe that comes into the calculus.
That's actually a good question. I actually genuinely think there's
Now-
more good people.
now here we
And I still
are.
wouldn't press the button.
I think objectively, it's easy to say there's more good people because
Mm-hmm.
malice is something not a lot of people show.
Well, I don't know. I think humans are naturally good, but I also think we're like naturally evil. I think there's like a balance to it.
We can justify a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is we're able to justify a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'd like
I
to
think
think
there's-
there are more good people. I'm
This
optimistic.
leads more into the question of what is a good person.
It's kind of open ended, huh?
I mean, it's kind of different for everyone.
It is a little bit
It
different
is,
for
yeah,
everybody.
no,
Yeah,
I-
People have different metrics, but maybe it's easier to point out a bad person per se, right?
like
think-
Isaac, bad person. Matt, good person.
I think
I'm just kidding.
This is
Just
true
look
though.
This is true.
I think you can't look at it objectively. I think you could point out good qualities or bad qualities in people.
I agree.
But yeah, it's kind of like morals. Like they're more specialized to everybody and as an individual.
No one's perfect.
Agreed.
that's how
Yeah,
it is.
everybody's human.
People have shortcomings.
Yeah.
I would disagree. I'm perfect.
What? Everybody's opinion of
Well,
good and evil
perfect.
is going to change, just like everybody's opinion of, I don't know how to say GIF or what the color
GIF.
red is, you know,
Right?
Yeah.
Values come into
or
play
you
at
know,
some
like
point.
yeah.
Dude, way to take my questions and make them serious.
This is turning
Get
into
us
a,
thinking,
You thought I
huh?
was
Yeah,
fooling around when
man.
I said I came prepared. Like I came with my thinking.
we're going
cap
back.
on.
We're going breaking it down. All right, philosophy.
Yeah.
We can stay on this serious topic. I got another one that's a little bit more serious for you.
Okay.
So, would you rather erase your worst memory or relive your best one?
Oh,
Erase the worst.
Erase the worst.
oh.
I'd relive the
What do
best
you- okay.
one. I think that even the worst memories you have, I think that every experience is a learning experience.
Yeah, it makes you
take
you.
something from every experience, good or bad. And so I'd relive the best one and keep that experience so that I don't that doesn't happen again.
I agree
like
with
that
that.
answer. I'm the
So
same
when you say relive, is it just like a one-time thing you're gonna
Yeah,
relive?
yeah,
or
just
like,
a one-time thing. Like experience it one more time.
So I'm confused. I guess like if you choose to relive, are you
Well,
gonna
yeah.
like go back to
Let's
that moment
say-
for a second and
let's
then
say
like,
you relive
and then
it.
you relive it and then go back to the present? Or?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's say it's like a dream.
yeah. Let's say it's like that,
Okay. Yeah, then relive. I'm kind of on the same page as Nate.
like a
right?
lucid dream, vivid dream. Yeah,
As bad as it is, depending on the memory for each individual, right? Like Nate said, right? It's a learning. It just like everything that you go through in life is just like what makes you you, right?
I agree.
It makes you like who you are. I guess like if you think you're a shitty person, then probably erase that memory, right? Because somehow
That's something
like
you did.
yeah, like,
yeah.
Unless you learn from that.
Yeah, you think you think you're a terrible person, and also like I guess like the world thinks you're terrible. I don't know. Like you gotta like think about that yourself. Be like, oh, like do I want to live my life after that memory? Right? Like I don't know.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I want to know your point of view.
I certainly agree that who I am as a person is an accumulation of all the choices, actions, and consequences I've made throughout my life. Good or bad, I've learned from them, yes. I do think that there are some things that a person could go through or can experience in life that they're just simply better off without.
there definitely are some memories that I would agree, or maybe not memories like for me, but I'd like for other people that have gone through some experiences where I understand why they would want to forget.
Like even if the experience is just immense pain, like say you broke your femur, like that's one of the most painful things a human can endure. So
Yeah.
like that's kind of where my thought process is. That's more of like kind of the practical side of what I was thinking. But initially it was more of like an emotional thought process of forgetting regret or negative
Yeah.
emotions.
Okay, so yeah, we're throwing
associated.
emotion into it, right? So
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
that's what it is, or is it just like a thing that just happened? You think
It could
about
be it could be all anything
Well,
associated with that
someone's-
memory.
Well, isn't that what the question's based around? Because either your
You gotta
best
feel those
your best
feelings.
memory is when you
That's what I thought too. It's like, oh, you want to relive like the sensation or
yeah,
euphoria
like
of
what
that
what
best
else
memory.
would you relive? Like throughout the memory, if you already remember it, then the
Sure.
events that happen don't change, right?
Yeah.
And so all you want is the euphoria
Okay.
of the feeling.
Yeah.
Or,
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like as an example, let's say you had the most perfect date ever, something like that, and that's
Sure.
your favorite memory of all time. Like
yeah,
in your
like your wedding.
in your vivid dream, I guess you would relive that date
Sure.
with whoever it was or like whatever. So that's kind of like the thought process I had on that
Is
one.
it-
Trigger warning. But now that you brought that up, I might end up cutting this because it's gonna get a little dark and serious. Some trigger warnings here. I understand like why somebody would erase a memory like that because some people go through like assault or rape, and that's
Yeah,
something
no,
they would want to
and
forget. So I understand that point of view.
That was
stuff like
certainly
that doesn't make you
what I was
stronger.
alluding to.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, that was certainly what I was
It can, but
alluding
it's
to.
hard.
Yeah,
yeah.
extremely. And then even then, they're not the same person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matt, where do you fall on the question?
Hey Diego, where's your bathroom?
Oh, it's right out
Do you wanna
this
pause?
to the
Right
left.
No,
We can pause.
especially
We're good to keep going.
Okay.
especially with where I work.
Yeah, he'll come back and answer the next one.
He already answered.
Yeah, no, I said he'll come back and answer the next one. Yeah.
Especially where with I currently work, I like have a lot of firsthand experience with
Yeah, with some trauma that people have.
very intense trauma.
Yeah.
And so like I can't even fathom how a person could feel about that or a scenario similar to that. So to imagine what they could learn from an experience like that, it's just too difficult for me. I can't imagine
It is.
anything to be learned from a scenario like that. Like it just seems like pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just like depends on the person and whatever that memory is, right? And that's
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
all we're like trying to get to.
And that's
It's
what
like,
it's
Yeah.
more tailored to.
yeah, so it just depends on what you've been through and like the person you turned out to be after that certain memory.
Your
Yeah.
latest
Right.
event,
Yeah.
It's like
I'd say.
yeah, this shit.
Yeah, you don't know
It's
what you're
crazy.
gonna go like. You don't know how you'll react like once you go through an experience like that. I'd like to imagine that I have the indomitable human spirit, but I've never gone through anything like that, so I don't know.
Yeah, and it's one thing to talk about it right now as we're like young adults.
Yeah.
It's another thing to experience it as a child and not even comprehend that it's trauma.
Yep.
1, at the time. 2, for years after. 3, to even understand that it's not normal. Like for something like that. Like
They
for
experienced it.
Yeah, the majority of people who experience trauma don't acknowledge that it is trauma until it is years after the fact.
Yes.
Because it just feels
Normal.
normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just a childhood memory. And then like, you know, you tell somebody about it and they're like, you okay?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you know, and how people experience and cope with trauma is entirely different as well.
Yeah. On this emotional topic, were you gonna say something? Or?
No, Matt didn't say anything, so I'm just
Oh.
we're trying to get Matt thrown in here.
Yeah. Repeat it?
Yeah. Would you erase your worst memory or relive your best memory?
Yeah, I was thinking, and because I think you said it. You said something beautiful. You're like, I think sometimes there's things that people shouldn't relive.
That was Quaid.
That was
okay.
Quaid. Did you say that?
Yeah, I said
There's some
something
things that
similar.
people
Wordsmith.
shouldn't probably relive. You have an opportunity with everything that's given to you to do whatever you want. You can react however you want, given your paradigm or your options of reactions and emotions, but you have the ability to do whatever you want. That's the truth. So no matter what happens to you, as dark as you want to go, you have the ability to turn on a light bulb in the deep, deep, dark room. The question is do you know where to plug it in? Do you know where the light bulb is? And even, do you want the light? Do you want hope? Do you want to feel like you can return and become the 3-year-old that was running around with no trauma? Or are you better off living as the 20, 30, 40, 16-year-old with trauma, but it's a normalized life? And you're dealing with the punches, you're dealing with the repercussions, and it's just simply your back and forth sway. I like to think of like it's not necessarily a bad thing for people to continuously live on not resolving things, because you can sharpen your mind, I think, logically with the pain, kind of like a sword, you know, going through the fire and coming out and getting slammed and going back in, becoming harder and harder and harder. It's true.
This is
But-
one of the main ideas behind therapy.
Yeah.
What you've
Yeah, exactly. I just sometimes I feel like some people, they want to put down the sword. They don't want to fight anymore. I think that's where it comes to return to childhood, is putting down the sword.
Or some people, they just don't grow out of it.
Yes.
Trauma is
That's the thing about
very
trauma, right?
yeah, it's well known for preventing mental
Dysfunctions. Oh, yeah.
preventing mental growth. Like it keeps your brain functions like stuck.
Yeah.
A
there.
similar state.
Yeah.
It does.
It's easier to get
Well,
back.
it's
into
like a
almost,
cycle,
It's
right?
I
Yeah.
think it's a survival instinct.
It is,
The
yeah.
nervous system is created because it doesn't know what to do, so it just stays flat.
Yeah.
It stays
Yeah,
constant. It stays
It doesn't know
predictable.
like how to process the
Yes.
information, so it simply just avoids it, and by doing that, it just remains like in a loop.
Which honestly, I think is a beautiful thing, which is weird to say, but I think it's a beautiful thing that the human body can give itself that second chance to go constant, rather than,
Shut
I guess
down.
for some people, either shut down and completely stop, or flip a switch and all of a sudden lose sanity.
Right.
And that does happen.
might get
but it's
something like
cool that the body gives it at least a little bit of a, okay, this happened, you can't figure this out right now, but we're just going to keep going at this pace and see what happens.
Right.
You know?
Might give someone
It
a
is.
sense of justice or
Yes.
some place marker
Yes.
for something that happened.
Yes.
So that they can understand it.
Yes.
But it's good to heal trauma too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it is good to heal trauma.
Oh, absolutely. I don't recommend living with it.
Yeah, go see a therapist for sure. Trigger warning. On the serious topic, while we're on it, there was a question that was submitted a while ago. It was submitted a couple of months ago, and I've been holding on to this question, but I feel like since we're on this topic already, we might as well cover it. It was another anonymous question, but it was, have any of the boys been suicidal? How did y'all help them through it?
Jesus.
And so it's a deep, serious question. And if you guys don't want to answer that one, we don't have to answer that one. But I just figured since we're on the topic of trauma and stuff like that, it might go hand in hand.
Well, I can start. My dad committed suicide. You know, I've struggled with similar feelings from time to time, similar mental anguish, similar feelings of despair. You know, I kind of get it. So I have been before. And yeah, it's something that you work on, something that you don't let it creep back, or you try not to, because it's a troubling place to be at.
It is.
But, you know, The things that have always helped me is knowing that I have the fellas. You know, I have friends who care about me, family who care about me. You know, I stay busy. Yeah, I have goals and aspirations like any human.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that can sort of help with that stuff, sort of help you pull through.
Yeah, because it kind of keeps your mind off of like the darker thoughts and stuff like that.
Right, that feeling of like things don't matter ultimately.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah. It's good to keep perspective.
It is.
Because people do care about you. And
They do.
I care about all you guys. Like, I wouldn't want to lose,
Everyone's loved.
especially in that way.
I don't want to downplay suicide in any way whatsoever, but I feel like there's almost a gauge that like a gauge of suicide that you go through, where there's like the repeating thoughts that starts with, or like the maybe it was the reaction that caused it, something happened, but then you get all the way down, I think, at the bottom, where you simply have completely given up. Like, you've absolutely given up, and now it's just a matter of living for other people, or simply you're probably just terrified, right?
Right.
To actually...
It's scary.
Yes.
It's a scary thing.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
death is scary for everyone.
If I would recommend anybody like study suicidal tendencies, because it's a good weapon to have for family and friends to see it.
Yeah.
I think it's more common, especially today, than, well, I don't know, because that's hard to state, but like, it's just common today.
It is.
And
it's a lot more
overlooked.
common than
Absolutely.
it has been in
Okay,
the last
you know, that's
decade,
what I wanna say,
20
I just don't
years,
know.
50 years, yeah.
No, it's a good. It definitely is a good idea to look into that stuff, like suicide, like ideation and stuff like that, because those are like key things that you can look out for. Where like people are like, oh yeah, like I just want to die, haha. Like you can like start to pick up on stuff like that.
Yeah. Under no, like, I know there's, you know, dark humor out there, but I can't seem to laugh at a suicide joke. I just can't. Not even when I'm in my weakest moment. It's so sad to me to think that you have the absolute, like, the gift of breathing and just being some creation floating in the middle of absolute nowhere, and all you want to do, like, not blaming the person, but all the person wants to do is undo that.
That's the real tragedy
gift.
of it.
Right.
It is, because
That's
you
the
are
tragedy
a
of it.
statistical miracle.
Exactly.
Just being alive.
Exactly. Like, if I could just go and collect everyone that's even in the thoughts and get them all in a hug and be like, okay, everybody just hug real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I
it's
get
just
ya.
sad, especially when you've been there and then you see the eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes is like the key indicator of somebody who's thought the thought before, and it's like, okay, you can level with someone too.
Yeah.
I think if you've been there, if you are there, if you're going to be there eventually for whatever reason, the best thing you can do is find someone who has been there. Level with them on those eyes, because it always helps to see something or see someone who has become stronger because of it, because it shows that it's possible, instead of you battling thinking, I've got to do this and I've never even seen it done before. I've got to come back from this, or I you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
Like for me, because I'll get a little bit vulnerable here too. Thank you, Ryan. Because like it wasn't like suicide per se or like suicidal thoughts, but it was more of I just don't want to be alive right now. Like if a bus hit me today on my way to work, I'd be okay with that. So it's like the suicidal ideation and stuff like that, because you go through like some moments in your life that sometimes are a little bit too overwhelming for you to handle.
And I think most everybody experiences that to some degree.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
to
think
some
so,
degree,
too.
yes.
I think so.
I
too.
agree. I
They,
agree.
they may not be suicidal tendencies or thoughts, but they are certainly, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's death or, you know, whatever it may be. I think everyone feels that way at some degree or at some point in their life.
Yeah. I think the thing, yeah, you kind of like touched on it. The thing that helps is like staying busy, like talking to people, like your friends, hanging out with them, talking with your family, hanging out with your family, like going outside, doing exercise. Like in my case, like my big thing too, like in my case was, I want to go to heaven someday, because I believe in God and I want to go to heaven someday. And I know I'm taking that option off the table if I commit suicide. So that was like a big thing for me, is like, okay, let me go back to like my religious roots, my faith. Let me like look more into this. That was something that kind of helped me like combat like any of those ideas and those thoughts. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like that really helped out, like exercise and stuff like that. That also really helped out, because you feel physically better,
Yes, I
so
was
that
gonna say.
mentally, like, it chemically alters your mind,
that's
so you feel a lot
exactly.
better.
Chemicals can go a long way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like once you start doing that too, like there's a lot of other little things that you can do that kind of like add up, where maybe you start buying like, I don't know, like different clothes, like clothes that suit you a little bit better, so that you not only like feel good, but like you look good, and that makes you feel even better. Just like a bunch of like little things that start to add up, like changing your diet a little bit, eating a little bit healthier, because
Self-care goes a long way.
yeah, that's really what it is. Like maybe
goes a
instead
long
of
way.
eating a pizza every weekend, you eat a pizza every other weekend. Maybe you eat a pizza once a month or something like that. Just stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Having things that, that's also a way of goal setting. That's
Yeah.
another thing that helps out.
It does.
For me, I've also had my fair share with thoughts of suicide for much longer than I care to admit. For me, what helps a lot is understanding the fact that through suicide, the pain doesn't go away. The pain is simply transferred to all of the loved ones around you.
It is.
And
Maybe even more so.
Yeah, and it only makes it worse. It doesn't end the suffering as everyone wants it to.
It's not the closure.
It's
might think.
it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It does seem appealing. I have found myself to envy the dead from here and there, but I also love a lot of things about the world that we live in. I think it's a beautiful place filled with wonderful food and wonderful women.
Yes.
Some of them. And so between that and video games, anime, I think there's plenty of things to fall in love with in this world, and that you don't have to feel so weighed down by the weight of society's expectations or whoever it may be. Even if it's your own expectations, like you'll be much happier just doing what you want to do, living your life the way you want to live, rather than trying to be whoever it is that you're trying to be. Stop faking it.
I like practice being delusional.
Oh yeah.
And so like I'll imagine myself as like a movie star, or like like I'm the main character is the way that I'll like imagine things. And so that's something that like totally helps me just like kind of like view life as like beautiful, because like I'll see something like even an inconvenience that happens to me, like I'm trying to like reframe my mind to be like, oh, this was actually a blessing in disguise. I was late for work, but maybe that's what made me avoid a car crash this morning or something like that. Just like random stuff like that. Maybe because this inconvenience happened, I had the opportunity to do this, or I'm able to extend my life or feel more joy in this aspect or something like that. I don't know. I'm very like delusional in a lot of things, where I think I just think everything is going to be like good now.
But
it took a while to get to that point.
Yeah. I would have just said, hey guys, like, take your minute to smell the flowers every now and then, enjoy life a little bit. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
we got main character energy over here. I'm playing.
No, that's good.
It's good. No, it does. It helps.
And you just like everyone, you have a right to life.
You do. Yeah.
like,
You are the
shouldn't
main
feel
character
worthless.
of your
You
own
shouldn't-
life.
You are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You have a right to live. Same way anyone else does.
Yes.
You don't need to feel some sort of way about it.
Any other thoughts on this topic? If not, we can move forward to something a little more lighthearted. Because we did get deep and serious there for a
I
second.
thought it was a good question.
Yeah, I'm
a
glad
good
that you guys. I'm glad you guys chimed in. Thank you, and thank you for being vulnerable. Like genuinely, if anybody's listening and you're going through those, just know that you are cared for, you are loved, you are valued,
And you're not alone.
I mean,
you're not alone.
yeah, you're not alone.
Yeah, there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel.
And it's good to talk about these things too, because you never know when
Absolutely.
someone might be feeling.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of people, man.
There's a lot of
of
stigma
people.
around it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate stigma. Let's break that stigma.
Oh yeah, one podcast at a time.
One podcast at a time.
We're doing our part. Are you doing yours?
I'm like scrolling through questions right here, and I'm looking for like a positive one. The next one, the next one is die painlessly alone or painfully with loved ones around.
Yeah, we're skipping that one. That's skipped. Ask me what my favorite color is.
Yeah, for real. No,
It's purple.
I got a more joyful one right here. What's something you're proud of but never get to brag about?
Dude, my writing.
There you go.
Hey, I love that. I love that.
I love it.
It's not something that comes up in conversations very
Not
much.
that often.
When
right?
did you start writing?
Oh, like 7-8 years ago.
So after high school? No, during.
Like towards the
Like,
end.
Towards the end,
Senior
yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you like take like
Creative writing. or-
creative writing classes, or did you like English?
Just kind of jumped in. I did like English.
Cool.
No, I didn't like the class, but I liked
No.
writing.
Like writing, yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of just jumped in and learned about it on my own and spent years doing that and kind of just figured it out. And now it's, now it's gotten to the point.
Yeah, Nate.
I love that. So outside of this feature film, do you have any like other like short films or any other projects you've worked on, like any other writing things?
I've got a TV show completely finished.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 9-episode hour each
Wow.
thriller that actually touches very heavily on benzo addictions.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And just needs a higher budget. Otherwise, I'd be.
How much?
That one's like my baby.
There you go.
Wait,
I
you need
bet I
like
could do it
a
with
budget?
like 20, 30,000. I bet I could make it happen.
I'll get my money up. I'll get my money up, and then you got it.
I've also started one that me and you I think talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
We said we could make a damn good Skinwalker movie.
Oh yes.
I have the resources to make a really good one, I think. So I've started one of those, and I've started learning about the whole lore.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Surrounding those, because I think that would be a fun short film. And so
Skinwalker is Northern American born and bred, right? It's not anywhere else. Nowhere.
No.
It's just.
You excited about that Skinwalker Ranch season 2? I only bring this up because I know a gentleman who's working on filming it right now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I never saw the first season, so I'm not really.
Like the first 2 episodes. Dude,
I've never seen it. So.
It's so silly. It's like Ghost Hunters,
You
bro.
just gotta enjoy the art.
Yeah.
It's so
enjoy the art.
It's so funny.
It's definitely not for scary stuff. You know, it's like what is it? That alien show?
Oh.
Yeah. It's like we're tracking UFOs, kind of vibe.
It's like if you like the alien shows on like the National Geographic
exactly.
History.
I forgot what they're
like,
called.
That's all.
But
That's
you know
like,
exactly
that's
what I'm talking
for,
about.
That's the
Monster
audience.
Quest.
It's
Mhm.
for, yeah.
That's funny.
It's fun.
Ancient aliens.
Ancient aliens.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I was trying to. It's right there.
saw it.
I've seen it. I love it.
My stepdad watches it, and it's so funny whenever I see it because my mom always makes fun of him. She's like, "Oh, ancient astronaut theorist theorize." Who the f- is an ancient astronaut theorist?
That's my title.
Quaid, what about you? What's something that you're proud of that you never get to brag about?
Something you guys probably all know is that I'm actually a good cook.
That's true.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Here is nice.
Chef Quaid is nice.
I got my own chef's coat. It's got my name embroidered on it. It was a gift from a boss of mine after he put me through half a year of work.
Well deserved.
I've seen Hell's Kitchen. I know how it goes.
Gordon
I would
Ramsay.
I would work 12-hour shifts in the middle of the summer behind a grill. So yeah, going back on suicide. That was no, but
Let me ask you: do you have the confidence to cook for Gordon?
to cook.
Would you cook for him? And what would you cook?
No,
question.
not yet. Let me go to
No, not
culinary
yet?
school first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Honest answer.
I don't know nearly
I'm
enough.
just curious. I don't know. You know.
Right.
If given the opportunity, I would probably cook like chicken souvlaki,
Nice.
some just a little Mediterranean dish, do some Greek
Mm.
salad and lemon rice.
You should do that for the next podcast.
say.
Bring us all some
Sounds
food, and we'll
bomb.
eat it right here and give a quick little review.
I'll do a food review on first bit of the podcast. Yeah, you know, dude, I'd try my best to advertise that on my dating profiles. It hasn't worked yet. Hasn't
That's a
worked yet.
catch. Yeah,
They'll
someone that
cook
could
you
cook.
food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like the terminology "will cook you up." So
I wonder why.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Throws a can of
Yeah, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed on this side of the Mississippi on Tinder. Don't know why.
I love it.
That's so funny. What about you, Rad Guy?
Probably writing too. I've always loved the literary arts in, junior high school. I got a writing degree, one in philosophy. So,
Look at him go.
I've done a lot of work there. And
This guy's written a
lot of
couple
study.
papers.
It's not something that's ever super applicable to most people. And that's something
But it's still
that's
expressive and it feels good.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, because it's a
Absolutely.
creative
Right.
endeavor.
When you
Right.
write a good sentence or good paragraph, you feel
Yeah.
great about it. What about you?
What about me?
Diego.
That I don't get to brag about?
What don't you get to brag?
Dude, I brag about everything. I'm
gonna
very
say
much, I have my accolades and I'm going to show them off because it makes me feel good.
This is a humble man.
I'm not very humble. I try to be humble. I don't know. Let me think about that, actually. I'll wrap us up. I'll be the last one to talk.
All right.
Yeah, what about you, Matt?
Just,
He's like, yeah, let's go to ice and then we'll come back around.
Listen, man, listen. I'm on the same page. I don't know. Like I'm like, gosh, what's something good? What?
We gonna talk about high school basketball right now? We're gonna bring that
man,
up.
that's crazy. That's not. I'm not gonna brag about that.
Isaac's nickname in high school was the Dart.
I
dart.
don't remember that.
I don't.
I remember this.
The dart. I don't.
This guy
remember
was probably the best basketball player I've ever laid my eyes
that. Oh
on.
my god, dude! These guys
You won a
bro.
competition recently, right? Huh? Didn't you win something?
He
recently?
did. NBA
you talked
All-Star.
No.
What was it?
You guys remember?
It was the NBA All-Star competition. I can't remember what.
You guys remember
specifically.
our high
Skills
school won the basketball championship because of the Dart?
I do remember that.
I recall that as well.
You remember that?
There's a trophy with your name on it and everything.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I did that, and I'm gonna say I did that and just pass it on to Matt. Not say anything else, bro.
All right. One time I was in California.
Is this a story?
Yeah.
I like it.
I was in California at an Airbnb and they had a Mrs. Pac-Man machine.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
God.
I'm just not good at old retro arcade
They're
games.
hard.
Or
That's
at least
fine.
I didn't think I was.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Pac-Man game came on. I saw the high score and I was like, okay, let's see. And I played once and I was like, that's a ridiculous high score. So 4 hours later,
Right.
and after I figured it out, those games have patterns. It's true.
Yeah.
They're absolute patterns. So I
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. I was honed in. Like if you would have looked at me, you would have been like, "Are you okay?" Like I've got I'm sitting right here, I got the one hand going,
Yeah.
And I not only obliterated the high score, but I looked it up and I got really flipping close to like the top high
World
score.
record.
Well, it was like a US rank or something.
All right.
And I kept playing, couldn't get it, but I was pretty proud and nobody knows.
I'm glad you brought that
Now
up.
the world knows.
Miss Pac-Man went hard.
Yeah, we know.
That's
All
a
right,
good one.
Diego.
I like that, Matt.
So what
That was a
about
good one.
gambling?
Gambling? I don't know if I'm proud about that one. I'm probably barely above even overall.
Yeah. Well,
I will tell that story because we did go to Wendover and I did win like $500 in Wendover
couple hundred,
for your
yeah.
bachelor party because I won 300 on slots and I used that money to play blackjack and then I won another 200.
What'd you start with?
What did I put in? I probably
like,
put in 40.
what? Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say 20, but
I
40
think it
sounds
might have been
right.
20.
Something like that. It was close.
Yeah,
to that
I started with
range.
something like
Because that was what we all had. We were all like, all right, let's go spend like maybe $20 each, and like we'll call it good.
yeah.
As soon as I lost those $20, I swear to God, I wanted to burn the place down.
I got.
That's the way it goes,
I got
man.
messed up that night too, bro. Gosh.
I hated that place. Yeah.
Or wait, was it that? Yeah, it was.
You were up,
No, it was.
and then it was the day after.
It was the
that
day
we
after,
went.
but I still didn't lose that much. Okay, it wasn't that day, but go ahead.
No, you're good. I feel like I do brag about this, like, without trying to brag about it, but I'm very proud of, like, a lot of my, like, abilities, like, academically, like, knowledge-wise. I feel like I pick up a lot of stuff pretty quickly, and so that kind of helps me, like, get a head start. I feel like that most people don't get, and so it's, like, easier for me to learn, like, new skills, like, whether it's, like, video editing or whether it's, like, photo editing, like, whatever it is. So I'm like, proud of that because that kind of, like, motivates me, like... to learn, to do it even more. And so then I get better at like a certain skill. And so I think that's something I'm proud of. Yeah, I'm very capable. And so I think that's something I'm very much proud of. I don't know if I brag about that one or not. I don't know. Am I humble about that?
pretty humble about that. I would
Okay.
say. You haven't said that.
You haven't discussed it like
So,
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never said it out loud like
Yeah.
that.
Get it.
I ooze it out of my. Yeah.
Wait, was this even a question that someone asked, or was it?
I submitted myself.
Was this just Diego?
He wants the attention.
The setup.
Yeah, no, for real. No, there are like things I'm obviously proud of. Like I'm proud of the podcast because if you go back, like I went back recently and I watched like some of our old episodes, and it's crazy to see like how everything's kind of evolved. Where like we had 10
Yeah,
posters.
Bro,
Say that
I was
too.
actually gonna say when
Yeah.
I sat down, I noticed all the posters that weren't here, and I was like,
Yeah.
I am thoroughly impressed. You managed to fit them all in these walls.
Yeah, I feel like I've created like a pretty good studio. Like I got good equipment and stuff like that. But even like with just like the cameras and stuff like that, because we had GoPros is what we started with, and GoPros do not do good in like low light.
Yeah.
And so we've just been learning a lot of stuff about like audio, like video editing and stuff like that. Isaac too, because I had Isaac edit like a couple of episodes. It was like a good 6 or 7, maybe even 8 episodes that you edited. And so like you learned like a lot of the behind the scenes, and so I'm proud of like just how far this podcast has come and like all of the stuff I've learned like the last 2 years. I've been very busy for sure, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just fun. Like the podcast is my favorite thing because the podcast and the vlogs, because I get to include everybody and I just get to document those memories, and we get to
true.
keep those forever and ever.
true.
That's a good thing.
That's my
True.
favorite thing.
And other people can laugh at us.
Yeah, I love that too.
So laugh at the stupid we did,
I love it. Yeah.
Give it reason.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite things.
or at least find entertainment from it.
Yeah. Get some smiles
You know,
here and
before
there.
it was only us. Every time we'd hang out, just be like, "Oh my god,
You remember?
you remember?" I remember.
I am.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good way to end this episode. We've been going on for well over an hour and a half now.
Wow.
Yeah, hour 40.
Oh yeah.
It's been a good time here having all of you guys here. I love having all the boys here. You guys are always welcome on this podcast. Just let me know and we'll schedule you guys to come on. Like even if it's a cameo, like you guys just want to call in or whatever, like Nate's phone cameo on Dylan's episode, whatever it is, like you guys are welcome to call in. Just give me a heads up ahead of time and we'll schedule something. We can get you on a Zoom call, Discord, whatever it is. It's a ton of fun. And same for any of you strangers out there. If you guys ever want to call in and interact with us, like shoot me a message on Instagram. Shoot the Instagram account, the Good Friends Podcast, or shoot me a personal message. Leave a comment, whatever. We'll get in touch and we'll figure some stuff out behind the scenes, and we'll get you guys called in.
Diego, when are you and I gonna go like join the radio business and just start doing this for a living?
I would love to do this as a living. That's the goal, man. I would love to do something like this.
Get
It's
it
so fun.
Go do it. No, you guys should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll start our own radio business here. We'll get
let's
it going.
do it. Let's go take over a radio station or something.
We'll take 92.5.
Yeah, whatever, you know.
No, I love it. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe down below, leave a 5-star rating, whatever platform you're on. Again, we are giving away $100 when we hit 500 subs on YouTube, and then when we hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, we're going to give away $300. So just make sure to go listen, like, subscribe, tell everybody, and stay tuned for that giveaway, for those giveaways. Again, guys, thank you. Ryan, Quaid, Nate, love that you guys were able to all make it. I love that this is the
Thanks,
most
guys.
Yeah, people that we've had on an episode ever. We've never had 6 people before, so this is a lot of fun. It's a little cramped, and so I appreciate you guys.
Next time get another couch.
I'm working on it. I'm
gonna have to upgrade this room a little bit.
Dude, I have to upgrade this move. Yeah, like we were talking about the feng shui in here a little bit.
Yeah, let's get it set up at Ryan's place. We'll do that poker. We'll do the streamed poker game or whatever you want to call it.
We'll do it, bro. We'll do it.
I'm down.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much for listening. My name is Diego,
My name is Matt.
My name is Isaac.
Ryan.
It's been Q.
That's Nate.
and we'll see you next time.